So, welcome to episode 2 of RoloDex. We still don't know what Rolo looks like. I'm every day refreshing the page to see. Maybe it's Invisible Man, but let's see. We have to wait 14 days to see his face. It's the next drop. As for now, we are shooting this on Monday. This morning, we had morning for me, not for Brandon, but he's here with me. But we had the, what do you call it? It was recorded on the blockchain. Who had Bitcoin miner, BTC miner. So we will see Snap in a couple of days, Finney's girlfriend. And we're going to wait 14 more days for my friend Rolo. I hope he's a really good character because I picked the name without knowing him. Anyway, today we have with us Brandon. Brandon is the face behind the State of Finney. He is the one that knows all the numbers and about our coins, our Finney coins, the burning, and we're going to learn a little bit of what's happening now with Finney. So the first thing I have to ask you is how many do we still have to burn? Because that's the question everyone wants to know.
Right, yeah, so that's a good opening question. So it depends which blockchain you're on, obviously. But on WAC, we've burnt 2,000, just over 2,000 coins, with around 3,000 to go. So that might have increased a little bit since I did the figures a couple of days ago, or actually yesterday. But yeah, just around 2/5 of the way through on wax.
And EOS a little bit less, I presume.
EOS is about half of what wax is. So we've gone through about 1,000 coins on EOS, or 1,100 actually. So yeah, pretty much all the stats in terms of the distributions, where they've gone to gold, palladium, platinum, iridium, rhodium. It's very similar spreads on both chains, but yeah, about half as many issued on EOS than wax.
Okay. Well, I always think that we still have a long way to go because we've been doing this for 2 months, more or less, and we still. Well, my thing is that I think that soon we will have Finney 2.0 coming, and we'll still have these, and I think they will increase in value just because of that, because Finney 2.0 is going to bring more people, and people will want these, the first ones that were issued, and we still have a lot. That's a good thing.
Yeah, well, they've got a very interesting deflationary aspect to them in the sense that, you're always burning them to get to bare metal, then you're burning the bare metals to get to BTC miner. So where it started off with 10,000 Finneys, and we've bought 3,000 into existence, 2,000 on wax, 1,000 on EOS. Around half of those ones that we've bought into existence have been burnt to make bare metals and BTC miners. So the longer the game goes, the less Finney 1.0s are going to be in the world.
Did you notice an increase of BTC miners since the last snapshot you did?
Yeah, there's been a big increase. I don't think the pace has really slowed down that much, to be honest. So there was a massive flurry before the first airdrop, but then there was another big flurry before the second airdrop. I haven't really seen explicitly what happened over the last 24 hours, but I'm sure quite a few came along today as well. Yeah,
and also we have new people coming in, and FOMO is a real thing when it comes to Finney. And I saw it this week on the chat. One of the things that I always do, and it sucks all of my time mostly, it's basically reading and analyzing. The thing you do, you analyze one kind of data. I analyze what the community is doing, and I saw very, very interesting conversations about Finney from people that I was not expecting it. There's at least a couple of community members that I thought, well, these guys are lost. They don't belong here, and actually they belong. It's like it's crack. It's crack. This when people say it's crack, I'm sure you agree. People get addicted to this, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, you can see why. I think we all know why. But yeah, no, I think that the chat and the community has been really good. Lots of interesting discussion pretty much every day. I don't know about you, but you know, it takes me half an hour to read through the chat when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah. But I
like
have
a significant part of my routine now, which is I don't know, my wife doesn't like it.
but yeah, that's that. I think everyone struggles with that, but well, my wife is already okay with that, to understand that I have to read that, and I think it's the thing that I have since I started on NFTs and on Telegram and following groups. I saw I'm part of 3 big ones. And Cryptowriter is my favorite, and because of one thing that she said, that is there's a lot of interesting conversations, meaningful conversations. It's not like, and maybe because we don't have dust mining enabled. At the beginning, when people when we were building the Cryptowriter community and the Telegram chat, everybody was saying, okay, it would be interesting to have dust mining here. Well, I don't, for people that, for the ones that are listening and don't know what dust mining is, it's basically whenever you chat, you get a token or a part of a token called dust, and that has a value. I think it would not be a really good idea to have it, because again, we have a lot of meaningful conversations, and this week I spotted a few. And usually when I'm asleep, so I cannot get involved. So I wake up, and again, half an hour to read all of that and try to get the interesting bits of information. Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to Joe, the Harm from the Cryptowriter chat today, actually, about dust mining, and I was wondering to him, you know, who actually wants dust? Why? What is the utility of it? And he gave me a few use cases, but it was just to buy the same types of things that Wax buys. So yeah, I think I need to find out a bit more about this dust business.
No, the thing about dust is that
it brings people who to make comments to make dust.
Yeah, there's smaller collections, smaller collections that use the dust on their drops. They sell with wax and dust, and there's people, especially when they are starting and understanding how things work, instead of investing some money in buying wax, they get some dust, and then they can resell their stuff with and get wax. That's a thing. But there's a dust market also. This was created by Nifty Wizards. They have a lot of crazy stuff, including weed. A thing that I also don't understand is like you buy weed, you burn weed, like if you were smoking it, and then you get spiff. And well, this is a way. If it was wine, maybe I would consider it. But no weed. It's funny. It's interesting. There's a crazy amount of crazy stuff happening in all the different metaverses, and that's really great. Yeah,
I was going to say, you know, I stumbled into the whole world of NFTs and Wax blockchain and just NFTs generally, you know, around March, and it was Cryptowriter. I had kind of not much to do with it whatsoever. I was kind of participating very lightly in NBA Top Shots, and then I just saw the card, you know, Finney's arrival, the promo card, the one that I've got as my background. I just saw that posted on Twitter, and I followed the link, and you know, ended up in the Telegram, and I had no idea about NFTs before any of that. So, you know, all of that stuff is really new to me. And it's such an exciting world. You know, it's like tech meets art, meets collectibles. You know, the people that it attracts are typically pretty quality and interesting people, as evidenced in the, you know, in the chat room, Cryptowriter specifically. But yeah, it's been a real eye opener for me. It's really kind of changed the way I allocate my personal time. That's for sure.
And one thing that I feel is that it's a very generous community. I don't see anyone turning the back to anyone that comes new, as long as they try to learn, because we are here to learn, all of us. And it's good to have people like you just to do articles specific. I must confess, I'm a little bit jealous, because you do one thing that I love to do. It's basically going to all the facts and get the information, do an analysis, and then give away the results. But you had that idea first, so it's like it's a good thing.
Yeah, I don't think there's any I don't think there's anything stopping anyone doing their own analysis and dropping it into our channels. Every kind of viewpoint, I think, would be interesting to read or to look at. That's for sure. The work I do outside of Finney has an analytical component to it, so I'm just kind of drawn to looking at those things. I think the least fun part of it is compiling the data, because you kind of got to go through each schema one by one and look at what the stats are and manually input it into the spreadsheet. So I tell you now, you know, there's a distinct possibility that there could be some error in one of the things or some of the things that I say tonight or in my article. You know, I try and make it as accurate as possible, but you know.
No, but doing that kind of analysis, you will always have the risk of, you're not a computer, and it's a lot of information to be processed. So you want to tell us more about the bulk of information? What will be the top 3 things that you see that are a little bit different from the last time you did?
That's a good question. Well, I guess it's just obviously the amount of Finneys that we've kind of burned through. The stuff that I've prepared is a bit more of a snapshot of where we are right now, as opposed to compared to last time. But when I did that first State of the Crypto Finney, that was around 3 weeks in, and now we're around 7 weeks in. So I would say that the pace has picked up slightly, if anything. So we got off to a cracking start because there was a lot of coins that people had earned that they hadn't burned yet. And there was a lot burned in those first few days in particular, but then it kind of slowed down a bit. But it's kind of been picking up pace ever since. And I think you can just look to the market to see that reflected in the price of Finney coins. So, you know, I remember, and I'm sure you do too, when it was, you know, you could get them for $15 US. You know, well, I think that was around 2, 3 EOS at the time, somewhere in that zone. And they were sitting there at that price for months, weeks, at least weeks and weeks and weeks. And I personally, I didn't dive in, but then it just took a few kind of people new to the community to take an interest, and boom, the price just went through the roof. So yeah, it's been interesting to see how they've kind of the buying of coins and the burning of coins, it kind of comes in waves. You know, you don't get anything much at all for a few days, and then quite a lot within a short amount of time, like you know, just before the airdrops, for example.
So I guess that you can clearly see, well, every time there's an airdrop, but did you notice a spike before the airdrop of the dragon?
I wasn't specifically looking out for it,
but it's probably there.
Yeah, I think it's more specifically before the minor airdrops, because yeah, people are buying coins to try and get that, you know, that last metal type that they need, or yeah. Whereas with the dragon, your strategy to get a dragon piece would more to be to buy or trade for it rather than to buy coins, because the odds of that specific piece coming out that you wanted would be pretty low. Having said that, I burnt a coin on EOS today and received a Dragon 2 piece, which was kind of a mixed emotions, let's put it like that. Yeah, because I don't know, they might have more utility in the future. Sean's definitely made that hint before, but God, there's a lot going on. So, you know, who knows when or if that something like that would ever happen. But yeah, there's dragon pieces still coming.
They are very good at keeping their promises. So
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing that I noticed.
Just the way that the whole project has continued to you know, deliver more and better things and expand and grow. It's very impressive. You don't see this type of explosive growth very often, I think, in anywhere. So it's great to be a part of, honestly.
But I think one of the major reasons for success of Cryptowriter is, well, there's two. First, voice went down the drain, and I think it was the best thing that happened to Cryptowriter. The second thing is everything, all the Finnies are being handed out to people. And that's making a big difference. I follow other groups where things are being sold all the time, and there's paid drops all the time. Well, we can speak about the infamous Ken Bozak, for example. And I see that if we analyze the data, probably it's going down slowly because people get tired of that. Over here now, everyone knows that if they work a little bit, they will get something. They don't have to pay, but if they use their time, that is like Adam Carswell said last week, the most valuable thing that we have is our time. And people are basically buying Finis with time. And that gets a big involvement. This community is not, I don't know other community that works like this one. And I know
it's funny, like sometimes when new people come into the community, they're very disbelieving. You know, like you know, they're like, yeah, what do you mean you play games and give out these coins that are worth $250? Yeah. And they're taking it with a massive grain of salt, and you know, it takes a few days for them to see that.
But as soon as they understand, yeah.
And I think everybody has mixed emotions about it, because on the one hand, you want the community to grow and more people to come in, and you know, the value of the project goes up. But on the other hand, you want to kind of keep it all to yourself and not share it. I think I've seen that struggle with lots of people. You know, on the one hand wanting to share, and on the other hand wanting to keep it all to yourself.
Yeah, but one thing that I also noticed is that if you share, basically the paying it forward philosophy or lifestyle, it always pays back, especially on the NFT world, and most definitely on Cryptowriter. We just have to think about Kenny and Sean that are always giving, and suddenly people come to them and give them back, sometimes maybe more than that they were expecting to get back. Well, for sure more. That's why I'm really happy to do this, because I know I'm going to help new people to come into the environment. And again, that mixed emotion, because if they come, I always think if I attract 10, I will no longer be on the top 15 of the games, because there's people there that play way better than me. So it's one less chance for me, but this is going to increase the price of the Finis, and I have a few, you have a few, so this is always a win-win situation. So
Yeah, no, look, I think you and I both, and most of the people in the room have come to the conclusion the more the merrier. So what I find really interesting about Cryptowriter and the NFT space generally, I have to say, is I get a really strong community vibe where, you know, people are genuinely there to help each other out and support each other. Things are kind of growing and expanding. It's exciting. There's money to be made, but there's friendships to be made as well. I probably didn't really have that feeling too many times in life, to be honest. Like probably the last time was maybe I lived over in China for a few years, and you have an expat community in a foreign city where you kind of have a, you know, brotherly, sisterly type vibe going on. Or maybe the rave scene in the, you know, in the late 90s, early 2000s, where, you know, it did feel like everyone was kind of looking out for each other and happy days, but that might have just been all the, you know, the other things that we were doing at the time, who knows. But yeah, I think yeah, the community is pretty good. It's restored my faith in humanity just to see so many kind of good people around and interacting online. It's really good to see.
Yeah, agree. I completely agree with that. And one thing that I noticed also is that we have there's almost no women.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's definitely some, but yeah, you're right. It's
is this more a men's guy, a men's thing? It's I don't know. I thought about it, but
I think the Cryptowriter guy is actually doing a pretty amazing job at inclusivity just across the board. And I know Gillian is involved in it's a I forget the name of it now because I'm on camera, but it's a like Women of Wax, not Women of Wax, but it's
yeah, something like that.
Chicks or something along those lines. Yeah, I'm horrible with names, but yeah, yeah, you're right though.
But
the other
we don't scare. I don't think we scare away the girls from the conversations we have, or yeah, it's not a men's thing. It's maybe this is a it's how should I say this? It's basically it's like mechanics. Guys are into mechanics and into cars or into football, but well, my wife also likes football more than me. So I don't know. I'm still
I think it's just yeah, maybe traditional gender roles are still playing out in our society somewhat. So I think we're moving away from that pretty rapidly, but for the time being, definitely still elements of that pretty strongly in every part of the world. Yeah.
Okay, so let's speak a little bit outside of the State of Finney. I know your article is coming in the next few days, right?
Yeah, should be tomorrow, about around the same time as this podcast goes out.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
But let's. I'm going to just do a quick summary of what this week was. It was. Did you watch the Adam interviewing Bonds?
Yeah, yeah. It's always interesting to put a face to someone's name. Yeah, no,
yeah,
it was a good
Bonds.
interview, that one.
Yeah, it was a really interesting interview, and the thing I liked the most was what happened after the competition. Bonds is the kind of guy. Did you saw that on the chat?
Yeah, I dabbled in that a little bit. I felt a bit wrong being so harsh to someone that I've never met, and he's never offended me either. So, you know,
no, it's a funny thing. I don't think people do it by just to insult him or whatever. I think he likes that kind of exposure. He is the kind of guy
really?
that yeah.
I just thought
it's not mean. And he comes back and he makes fun of himself and then he goes away. So I think it's
we've all had that type of friend growing up, haven't we? Where you just hang shit on each other and Yeah.
Yeah,
You
this
know,
weekend I was with a few of those. So yeah.
yeah, I've got a couple of mates I grew up with, and you don't see them for 10 years, and then you catch up, you know, in some random pub for a beer, and they're punching you in the ribs and, you know, calling you all sorts of names. You know, it's just like, you know, no time passed. But you know, I joined Cryptowriter, and as I said, I didn't come in through any other kind of NFT on Wax. And everyone's always talking about Our Planet and Alien Worlds and these other games. And I just thought, well, look, I'm spending so much time on Cryptowriter and, you know, these other things I'm doing. I'm not even going to look at them. And then, yeah, I watched that interview with Bonds, and I won an Our Planet mining rig in Joe the Harm's room. And I looked into it finally last week, and it's super straightforward. Like it's not even a game. You just go on the website and stake your NFTs, and you're earning, you know, Ether. So
This is basically, I always tell my friends, it's like you just take your money, just put it on the bank, and then you get interest. It's the same thing. It's the same model.
well,
And
how
that's
stupid
not-
do I feel? You know, ignoring it for 3 months, and you know, I even had promo cards that I got. You know, Helenessa's dropping those links in the chat so frequently. Like a lot of those were stakeable in the end, and I just had my head in the sand. I felt stupid.
Yeah, but it's I've been into Our Planet for since January or something like that, January, February. And
So tell me, oh, go on. Yeah.
Yeah, just ask.
I was going to say, tell me a bit about your backstory in terms of how did you get to be into NFTs?
Well, I think the first time I got not into NFTs, but it was the gateway. It was with Upland, the game. I've been playing it on and off, maybe for 1 year and something. It was like last year, just before, right before the beginning of this crazy COVID thing. And then
Oh, damn. So that's quite a while. That's like over a year.
but it was the only project I was involved in. Then I found some games.
Did you just really like Monopoly when you were a kid?
Yeah, I would play it all the time with my siblings. And it was interesting. It was not an easy game to start with. Then when it was in December, I had this chat with a friend, and he said, well, maybe you should invest in crypto, and there's a new thing coming now, NFTs. And I asked him, what are these NFT things? And he said, I don't know, but I know a lot about crypto. So I started to do some research. I went back fully into Upland, and then the first thing I found was Nifty Wizards. I started with Nifty Wizards. My first NFT, it's actually, I think it's a beer from Nifty Wizards or a key. It's one of these two things. It's to start that game, you need one of these two things. So I found the Telegram chat, and from then, that moment on, it was basically like an explosion, because every day I was finding a new group. And I can tell you, we had a lockdown, severe lockdown at the end of January. I was with my son at home. He would be doing his homeschool stuff, and I was just me and him. And I spent a lot of time going through rabbit holes, rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole. And my learning was quite fast. I learned that I started playing Alien Worlds, Our Planets, Nifty Wizards, and then I found I set an anchor into Rabbit Hole. They launched the collection last week that is really, really cool, and I've been following these crazy Romanian guys since the beginning. Then I joined also Goldman's Stacks, that is also a really interesting group. And then Cryptowriter. I found it because of Corey from The Uplift.
Oh yeah.
There was this interview, and I think it was Corey, and Jimmy, and Sean, and it was like love at first sight, not for Sean, but with the project. It was like mesmerizing, and I said, I have to learn about this. So this is, I think I'm right at the beginning of this crazy thing, because I got my membership 1 week after I joined it.
Oh.
It was, yeah, but I was basically commenting, tweeting, retweeting, creating tweets. Well, for 1 week, I was just doing stuff and stuff and stuff and stuff and stuff. So I got my membership card just like that. Today is not that easy, but if you
You're gonna make people jealous with comments like that, because it's not that easy to get a membership anymore.
Yeah, but I can tell you, I worked a lot, and they can say so themselves. I worked a lot to get that membership card, but I can tell you today, yeah, it's very different. And that week, I think this was like on a Tuesday, and I got it on Monday. So 6 days, and it was like I lived just for that. I was always on the chat, always just another opportunity, and I couldn't believe that I would get the card. Trust me. It was like, I'm doing this and probably I'm not going to get the card, but I'm having fun. So it was like that. So I'm it pays off. But let me just say a couple of things here for our friends in the community. So we have already announcements that we're going to have Finney 2.0 very, very soon. We also are going to have PAX also soon.
I think it's PAX and Finney 2.0, right?
Yeah. And this week, we had the promise that we're going to have a roadmap for what we're going to get until the end of the year. And I'm eagerly expecting the information that comes from over there, because here and there I listen to some rumors, and I expect we're going to have really, really crazy news coming up. For the ones that are asking about the game, maybe, or staking, maybe, we don't know yet, but it's a thing. Also, we had this past week, we had and we were speaking about the membership cards. We had the bulging idiots drop to membership cards. They are actually very affordable on second market, and I already bought an extra.
I bought the #1 mint on EOS.
Really? You did?
Yeah, on the auction.
On the auction?
Yeah.
So you paid 200? No, I saw the numbers this morning.
It's like I don't know, 13, 14, 15 EOS, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's worth way more than that.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to have it in my collection. I missed the last couple #1 mint auctions, and on wax it's more expensive.
No, but it was not off the charts. It was 600 and something.
Yeah, no,
look,
I will be in the mix on wax, but at one point or another, I'll just have to see how the dice land, I guess. Yeah, I've been wondering a lot about the pack drop, actually. Very keen to see the rest of the story, Finney's tale, and whether what we're looking at is, I think it's chapter 1. So yeah, how does the story play out? Pretty keen to. I think for me personally, the reason that I even noticed the tweet that brought me into Cryptowriter is because I'm a big sci-fi book fan. So you name a famous sci-fi author, and I probably read most, if not all, of their books. I'm listening to audiobooks a lot of the time, so I'm just walking the dog, doing the dishes, blah blah blah, listening to the audiobooks. And yeah, to cut a long story short, it's the tale of Finney that I'm really curious to see. So very interested to see what these 21 cards kind of look like.
I think we are getting to a point that the actions of the community are going to be a very important thing on the script, because with I don't know how they are doing it, but just imagine this thing, your background, the Fin City or Shift City or whatever, that we're still picking up a name. It's being built on the uplift, and with the community plots surrounding the city, a lot of things are going to happen around it. And these things are going to create new storylines, and maybe we start seeing arches that are influenced directly by the community. And I think it's a smart idea. It's basically community storytelling of sorts, and of course 2 or 3 people just taking the direction and say, okay, people want this, let's give them this. I would, as a sci-fi lover also, I would love that the storyline would be influenced by us. It wouldn't be a cheesy story for sure.
No. Well, look, all you got to do is look at Crackhead. You know, he started off as a meme that Reese Kent, you know, put together and dropped into the chat, which described the mood of that particular moment perfectly. And in fact, the mood ever since then, you know, just like, give me some more Finnies. And now, you know, we had that airdrop to membership card holders of the Crackhead Finney.
And that's it's the most beloved character that we have, when it's because it's a private joke. That's the thing.
There's mint number 13 sitting on EOS Marketplace for 12 EOS at the moment. I'm a hair's breadth away from just grabbing it. Probably be gone by the time anyone.
Yeah. So maybe. So I think we could stay a couple of hours speaking about Finnies and all of that. But let's try to keep it a small, short program, especially because in a couple of hours I will have another. I'll be with Adam on the shift. So and maybe we speak. I think we're going to speak about NFTs. That's why I'm going to be there. And when I think about the shift and now the RoloDex, I think that we should have one program, one podcast with each one of the characters, with the name of the characters. That would be really interesting. At least the ones we have now.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, that'd be cool.
There's room for.
I was thinking you should invite other members of the community on to this podcast, you know, keep it reasonably short like we have tonight, you know, 30, 40 minutes, a few bit of chit chat. Tell me about yourself.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite Finny? I'd watch that every week.
Yeah, but I think my idea is exactly that. I know who I'm going to get next week and the week after, and I'm ready. So in
Reese Kent made his debut on the
I know
live stream the other night.
I haven't spoke to him yet, but I wanted.
Poor guy. You know, it was late here. It was super late, and they were dropping Finny coins into the chat, and I just can't get them on my mobile. And you know, I knew that Reese was going to show off his you know, his uplift plot, so I came downstairs to my computer down here where I am now. And yeah, God damn it, if we didn't finish up until like 3 a.m. and I had to work the next day. I don't know how Reese did it. Oh, actually, I don't think we did have to work the next day. It was on Friday night, but I could see Reese on the live stream, like almost drifting off. He was really tired.
No, he is very funny. He's going, one of these days they have to do a Finny with his face.
Well, talking about stuff that happened in the chat, did you see Reese got banned from talking to people that he wasn't already in a chat with on Telegram because of his the stickers he was dropping in the Cryptowriter chat?
Yeah.
What a degenerate. Couldn't believe it. I would have reported it myself if someone else didn't do it first.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
He is funny. I like him.
Yeah.
Well, there's a number we already spoke about, a couple of people that are very noticeable on our chat. But as soon as he gets comfortable in front of a camera on a live stream or wherever, it's going to be, he can have his own show and be Comedy Finney or something like that, because it's going to be fun. He could use Floppy as his
No, he's Ken Bosak Finney.
Yeah, I know.
And what we're going to do as well, I don't know if you saw this, but the plan is that we're going to ask Ken Bosak to burn all the Ken Bosak Finneys, and then Sean and Kenny, we get them to burn the rest of them. And Reese bought the first one that got auctioned, and we rename it Reese Kent Finney, and there'll just be one of them, and Reese will own it. I think that's a fair enough thing to do.
Yeah, I think so too, especially with the dump of Finney coins that we got this week from Bozak. Well, but that's we're not going to rant. It's too soon.
I'm not going to say anything specific about any of that, but it was. Did you see someone bought a coin for like 126 wax today?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. I think someone just left a zero off and then posted the sale.
Come on, it's like the Atomic Hub tells you when it's a red. It's red.
Yeah, you have to click it
when
like
you're
5
putting
times,
it under the price.
But I don't know, if you were just like doing a mad fire sale on your inventory, you needed to get some wax for a drop or something, and you were just like clicking everything, and
I don't know,
accidentally sold your Finney coin for 10% of what you actually wanted for it.
Oh my God, I would kill myself. It's like no. When I'm selling, I'm basically a hodler, and when I sell something, is really because I need it. It's because I need to make cash, and it's not quickly. I think before I sell it, and I never do a fire sale.
The only thing I sold on either chain was 2 dragon pieces after I already had the set. So I just got the dragon pieces out of a coin, and I sold them on EOS. That's it. But then I was talking to someone, I was trying to make a trade with them, and I said, I'll trade you these 2 gold Finneys for this Finney and that Finney in your inventory. And like, oh, I don't want to trade and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, that's a good deal. You're getting like better Finneys for the price. And she's like, well, if they're so good, why don't you just sell them and then just give me the wax I want you to pay for them. I was like, oh, yeah, I can do that. Yeah. Hadn't even occurred to me that would be a viable, strategy.
Yeah.
So I popped them on the market because I do want to trade for or pay her for those Finneys that she has.
Well, last week I nailed Iridium bed chest for 1100 watts, and that was a deal. It was
Man,
just
I saw you
there.
picked up a gold Finney with an EOS hat.
Yeah,
for 15 EOS.
Yeah,
that was a steal. Yeah, I was looking at that.
No,
too.
but
I was like literally looking at it in the marketplace when you posted that you bought it, and I was like, God damn it.
No, but I bought it because I thought that
the price was too low.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
And that actually at the reverse, it worked on reverse of what I wanted to do, because buying it at that price, it's basically you're dropping, you're basically devaluating the Finney, that kind of Finney, right? But if it was there, and well, I think
Phantom, that was Phantom's first coin. He found his first coin, And then he got that Finney. He had nothing to compare it to. So he didn't realize, oh, this is like slightly better than a normal gold one or whatever. All he knew was, oh, I got this Finney from my first coin. Odds of getting one like this is 1 in 1. So he put it on the market for exactly the price so you could buy another coin. So that's how you scooped it up. That was the backstory there, I think.
Yeah.
But I bet you now that he would not do that.
No, not now.
No, like 1 week later, no. He wouldn't.
Yeah. He knows better now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, it was nice chatting to you. I know it's late on your side of the pond. Here is still 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So sunny Portugal, and there. Let's hope the weather gets better over there.
Yeah. Well, we've got a big 6 to 8 weeks coming up. I think there's going to be a lot of excitement. Pack drop, Finney 2.0, a few more surprises along the way. It's going to be good. Okay, so I really don't have to tell you this. You are invited as soon as you get the new state of the Finney. You are invited just to speak about it. Cool. So hopefully it will be already with Finney 2.0. So about once a month, I reckon, is about around that. So it's in July. Right. So in 1 month we'll be here again. Just chatting. Cool. Okay. I'll let it chat, mate. So nice to have you here, and stay safe. That's the only thing I have to tell you. I'm going to get my vaccine next Saturday. So. Oh yeah. Oh look, mate, we're months away from that here. Maybe a year. Well, we're on a big island and there's really not that many cases. So I guess people don't really feel any rush to go and get the vaccine. So that's kind of, it's going to bite us in the ass, I think, because the rest of the world will get vaccinated and move on, and we'll be stuck here unvaccinated. But yeah, delicate situation. Yeah. But good luck with that, Matt. I hope it all goes well. No, it's going to. Like, all of my friends were vaccinated already, and it's okay. It's like the side effects is like having a flu or something like that. And for me, if there's wine, I'm always happy. So yeah, well, I've had a few beers while we've been chatting, and I'm feeling pretty good. But yeah, it's pretty late, so I better hit the hay and be back online in about 8 hours. Okay. All right. Have a good night's sleep.